What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti. I'm checking in from home. If you watched my video the other day, you know that I was out on the Rituals of Hate tour with Whitechapel, and toward the end of the tour, we were in Ashville at the Orange Peel. Alex sent me a text, said, hey, there's a gift in your bunk. So I ran out of the venue, went to the bus to check out the gift, and the gift was two amazing beers. Well, I don't know if this beer is amazing yet or not, but two crazy beers from Barrell, a t-shirt, a sticker. Super kind of Alex and Whitechapel to do that for me. Really appreciate it. And this is the second beer that he gave me, or they gave me. Make sure you go check out the review of the first beer, because it was a crazy beer. Maybe one of my top 10 beers of the year. You have to find out on New Year's Day. Anyways, this is Ascent of the Blessed by Barrell Beer Company out of Ashville, North Carolina. I assume Ascent of the Blessed is a reference to the painting by Hieronymus Bosch. Don't know for sure, but I would assume it is. It's got this crazy artwork on the can here, or the bottle here. Really sick artwork. And on the side of the bottle, it says it is a wine barrel aged golden sour ale with apricots. The illustration is by David Paul Seymour. If I can find his socials or whatever, I'll put them down in the description so you can check out his other artworks. But that's a really, really cool piece of artwork on the label. There is no date on this bottle. However, when I looked at it on Untappd, it looks like it's a yearly release. There's a new one every year, and this one all fits all the description and everything of the Ascent of the Blessed 2025. So I'm going to assume it's the 2025 version. Now, there's a little blurb on Untappd I'd like to read to you. If I can do it without knocking everything over here with this big tablet. Wine barrel aged golden sour ale with apricot. Where the unjust remnants of the cruel and intolerant no longer dwell, inside the sky above this mundane human space, down through the gaps inside our heads, the place where the truly connected find harmony among the deafening silence. That which ascends in righteousness cannot always be foreseen. 2025 bore witness to the most heavenly light cast upon the California apricot. Not a fruit we always work with, when re-fermented on 1-year-old wine barrel aged golden sour ale from our cellar, it's spoken a way we could not deny. A true celebration of the fruit in all its refined essence and texture. Blessed be the harvest that sings its own need for reverence. Pretty interesting little blurb there from Untappd. I'm sure somebody at the brewery wrote it. Sounds pretty cool. This sounds like a tasty beer. If I didn't mention, it's 4.6% ABV and 10 IBUs. So let's get on into this bottle here. Again, they picked it up for me at the brewery. So I'm sure it's pretty fresh, even though there's no date on it. On Untappd, it gets a 4.22 with only 54 check-ins. On Beer Advocate, there was no score. And I'm sure this isn't the proper glassware for this kind of beer. However, it is a Barrell beer glass. So I figured I'd use the Barrell beer glass. This glass was given to me by the brew tubers who all went down to the brew tubers get together in 2025. Unfortunately, I missed it, but they were kind enough to send me a bunch of stuff, including this beer glass. On Beer Advocate, I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but there was no score on Beer Advocate. Get that into the glass here. Man, I need new coasters. These are scaring me here. Get a nose on it. Starting to salivate from that sour smell. It's got that good, it's not strong, but it's got that good sour smell. It makes my mouth salivate. Like, my mouth's going in overdrive salivating right now. A little bit of, like, barrel funk on the nose. And it's got that, like, again, just that, like, sour smell. Like a good, proper sour, not the seltzers that have been turned into fruited sours, but like a real, properly brewed sour. And that's really it. Just a little bit of like barrel funk and that sourness that I love. I was hoping to pick up the apricot in there, but I'm not picking it up on the nose. And that is a cloudy, yellowy, like almost kind of watered down orange juice color, but it's cloudy and you can't see through it at all. Looks like a delicious beer to me. Let's find out. Whitechapel, Alex, thank you guys very much. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate you getting me these beers. Cheers, everybody. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Oh. Wow. Might have another contender here for top 10 of 2025. That video come out on January 1st, hopefully. That is, you get that sourness, that like mouth puckering sourness, but it's not crazy strong. But it is there. You get some oakiness. There's just a very, very slight tinge. Man, this is making my mouth go insane. My mouth is just like going crazy salivating because of this beer. There's just that like a little kind of tiny tinge of like a winey flavor floating around in the background, but it's very subtle, very fleeting. And then it's just apricot, like fresh apricot juice. Like, this is wild. Yeah, that sourness just fills the mouth, but it's not super sour, super mouth-puckering sour, but it's enough to know that it is sour, not tart. And that it's a proper sour. There's some oak drying that's fighting with my mouth because the dryness of the oak wants to dry my mouth out, but the sour just makes me salivate so much because I love them so much. But it does have a drying aspect to the beer, which is probably why I keep going back to it as well. Again, a little reminiscence of wine in the background. And just fresh apricot juice, fresh apricots, like I'm biting into a fresh apricot. This is magnificent. This is a banger. Another 2 big horns up. Alex, Whitechapel, you knocked it out of the park with the 2 beers that you picked for me. Thank you all so much. Really appreciate it. These beers, both beers were phenomenal. I don't think you could have picked better beers for me. These were absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for this. If you all ever get down to Barrell, if you're in the area, if you see this beer, the Ascent of the Blessed, it is definitely a blessed beer. It's worth picking it up. I don't know what they paid for it, but I'm sure whatever they paid probably wasn't enough for this beer. This is absolutely outstanding. Just a really amazing sour. I was kind of worried because I'm not a big fan of wine. I'm not a fan of like the wine barrel aging. I hate when it gets that big winey flavor to it because that's just something I don't like. And doesn't have any effect on the beer at all. There's just a little bit of it to give you that flavor, but it's not overpowering. It's delicious. This beer is magnificent. Go buy it. If you made it this far in the video, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, embrace the adventure.